Imagine absolute silence, no stars, no galaxies, no light, not even the concept of space to hold them, just an endless, infinite void. Science tells us the universe began 13.8 billion years ago with the Big Bang, a cosmic eruption that created everything we know: space, time, matter, and energy. But here's the haunting question. If the Big Bang was the beginning, what came before? Was there truly nothing? Or was there something hidden in that eternal darkness waiting to ignite? Some scientists argue the question itself makes no sense because time began with the Big Bang. Without time, there is no before. Yet our minds resist this. We crave a cause, a trigger, a spark. Could the Big Bang have been the result of a deeper process, something outside of time as we know it? Others believe the universe may be part of a much older cycle, one that stretches far beyond our imagination. Perhaps our cosmos is just one chapter in an infinite story, a single flame in a fire that has always burned. Tonight, we step into that mystery. We will travel beyond the edge of science, beyond the limits of time, to explore the greatest question of all: what existed before the Big Bang? From the first humans who gazed at the stars, to today's most advanced scientists, we've always asked, where did it all come from? Ancient myths spoke of gods, chaos, and cosmic eggs. The Greeks imagined a universe born from chaos. Hindu philosophy described a golden egg that cracked open to form creation. The Bible spoke of a void filled by divine command. Today, science gives us the Big Bang, a fiery birth of space and time. But even this answer feels incomplete. If everything began in that instant, what caused it? Did something light the fuse? Or is the Big Bang simply the first page of a much older story? Our obsession with origins is not just curiosity. It's a search for meaning in a universe that may never give us clear answers. We want to know if we are part of a grand design or simply the result of chance. This hunger for beginnings is written into our DNA. It drives religion, philosophy, and science alike. And it ensures that even when we think we've found the answer, we keep asking the same question again: what came before? When we imagine nothing, we picture emptiness, an infinite black void, silent and still. But physics tells us that true nothingness may not exist at all. Even in the deepest vacuum, space is never truly empty. Invisible quantum fields ripple beneath reality, spawning particles that appear and vanish in fractions of a second. This restless activity is called quantum foam. It is a sea of energy, bubbling with potential, hidden beneath the surface of existence. So maybe before the Big Bang there wasn't nothing at all. Maybe there was a storm of invisible energy, waiting for the right moment to erupt. If that's true, then the universe was not born from nothing. It was born from a hidden ocean of possibility. Nothingness, it seems, is an illusion. The void is alive, restless, and full of potential. And if that's the case, then the Big Bang was not a miracle, but a natural unfolding of the laws of physics. The question then becomes, what created those laws? Were they eternal, existing before time itself? Or did they too emerge in that first instant? The illusion of nothingness forces us to rethink what beginning really means. Here's the paradox. Time itself began with the Big Bang. That means the word before may not even apply. Without time, there is no before and no after. Yet our minds resist this. We crave a cause, a trigger, a spark. Could the Big Bang have been the result of something outside of time as we know it? Some scientists suggest that time is not fundamental. It may emerge from deeper laws of physics. If so, then what we call before the Big Bang might exist in a realm beyond our imagination where time itself is just another illusion. Imagine a book where the first page is the Big Bang. We want to know what came before page 1, but perhaps the book simply begins there. Still, the human mind refuses to accept a story without a prologue. We want to know what lit the fuse, what set the stage. If time itself is a product of the Big Bang, then the mystery is even deeper. What kind of reality exists without time? A reality where cause and effect, past and future, have no meaning? Picture the surface of boiling water, tiny bubbles rise and vanish in an instant. Now imagine that, not in a pot but in the fabric of reality itself. This is quantum foam, the restless foundation of existence. Some physicists believe our universe began as one of these bubbles. A fluctuation in the foam expanded, inflated, and became everything we see today. If true, then our universe is not unique. Countless other bubbles may have formed and vanished, each with its own laws of physics. We may be just one bubble in an infinite cosmic ocean. This idea is both humbling and terrifying. It suggests that our universe is not the center of reality, but just one of many. And it raises a haunting question. If universes can appear and disappear like bubbles, how many have existed before ours? How many will come after? The Big Bang, in this view, was not the beginning of everything, it was simply the beginning of our bubble. And somewhere, right now, another bubble may be forming, another universe preparing to be born. The Big Bang was not an explosion inside space, it was the birth of space itself. Imagine a balloon inflating, not into empty air, but creating the air as it expands. Before this moment there was no place for anything to exist, no distance to measure, no time to count. The very fabric of reality, space and time, was woven together in that instant. This is why scientists say the Big Bang was not an explosion, but an expansion. It was the sudden unfolding of dimensions, the creation of the stage on which all of existence would play out. But this raises a deeper question. If space and time were born in that moment, what existed outside of them? Could there be a realm beyond space-time, a hidden foundation that gave birth to our universe? Or is the concept of outside meaningless when space itself did not yet exist? The birth of space-time is one of the most profound mysteries in science, and it forces us to confront the limits of human imagination. We are creatures of time, trying to imagine timelessness, creatures of space trying to imagine spacelessness, and perhaps that is why the mystery feels so impossible to solve. Long before telescopes and equations, ancient thinkers imagined the universe as an egg, a cosmic shell that cracked open to release creation. Strangely, some modern theories echo this ancient vision. The Big Bang could be seen as the breaking of a cosmic egg, a transition from potential to reality. Imagine all the energy, matter, and laws of physics compressed into a single point, waiting, silent, timeless. Then in one unimaginable instant the shell shattered and the universe burst forth. The metaphor may be ancient, but the mystery remains timeless. Was the universe truly compressed into a singularity smaller than an atom, holding the seeds of galaxies, stars, and life? Or was it something even stranger, an event beyond human language? The cosmic egg reminds us that across cultures and centuries, humans have always sensed that creation is not random. It is a transformation, a release of hidden potential. The Big Bang may not have been the first crack in the shell of reality, it may have been just one of many. And if so, then our universe is not unique, but part of a much larger cycle of cosmic births. What if our universe is not alone? Some scientists suggest the Big Bang was just one of countless beginnings. Each universe could have its own laws of physics, its own version of reality. This is the multiverse theory. Imagine an endless ocean of universes, each bubble expanding into its own cosmos. In one, gravity may be stronger. In another, stars may never form. In yet another, life may flourish in ways we cannot imagine. If the multiverse is real, then asking what came before the Big Bang is like asking what lies beyond the horizon. We may never see it, but it could be infinite. Our universe may be just one bubble in a vast cosmic sea, and if that's true, then the Big Bang was not the beginning of everything, it was simply the beginning of our universe. The multiverse challenges our deepest beliefs. It suggests that reality is far bigger, stranger, and more mysterious than we ever dreamed. And perhaps somewhere out there, another version of us is asking the same question. Inflation theory suggests the universe expanded faster than light in its earliest moments. But some versions of this theory say inflation never truly ends. Instead, it keeps creating new universes, endlessly. This is eternal inflation. Imagine a cosmic field bubbling with energy, constantly spawning new universes like sparks from a fire. Each spark expands into its own cosmos with its own Big Bang. In this view, our universe was not unique, it was just one spark in an infinite chain of sparks. The process never stops. Somewhere right now, another universe may be inflating into existence. If eternal inflation is true, then the Big Bang was not the beginning of everything, it was simply a local event in an infinite, eternal process. The cosmos is not a single story, but a library of countless stories. Each universe a book written in the language of physics, and we are just one chapter in that endless collection. What if the universe has no beginning and no end? Some theories suggest the cosmos goes through endless cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. A universe expands, collapses, and then explodes again in a new Big Bang. Imagine a cosmic heartbeat, expansion, contraction, expansion again. If true, then our Big Bang was not the first, it was just the latest in an infinite series. The universe may be eternal, forever dying and being reborn. This idea is both comforting and unsettling. Comforting because it suggests the cosmos is eternal. Unsettling because it means our universe is not unique, it is just one beat in an endless rhythm. The cyclic universe challenges the idea of a single creation moment. Instead, it paints a picture of reality as a living, breathing cycle, forever renewing itself. And if this is true, then the question of before the Big Bang may be meaningless, because there was always a universe, pulsing in and out of existence. Imagine the universe not as a straight line with a beginning and an end, but as a heartbeat, expansion, collapse, expansion again. This is the essence of the Big Bounce theory. Instead of beginning from absolute nothingness, our universe may have been born from the ashes of a previous cosmos. Picture an ancient universe, vast and filled with galaxies, slowly collapsing under its own gravity. Stars and planets fall inward, space itself shrinks, until everything is compressed into a single, unimaginably dense point. But instead of ending in silence, that point rebounds. It explodes outward, not as destruction, but as rebirth. That rebound becomes our Big Bang. If this theory is true, then our universe is not a one-time miracle. It is part of an eternal rhythm, a cycle of death and rebirth stretching back forever. Galaxies, stars, even life itself may rise and fall endlessly, like waves on an infinite ocean. The Big Bang in this view was not the beginning, it was simply the latest pulse in a cosmic heartbeat. And if the cycle continues, then one day our universe too may collapse, only to be reborn again. The question is not whether the universe had a beginning, but whether beginnings even exist at all. Black holes are the strangest objects in the universe, regions where gravity is so strong that not even light can escape. At their core lies a singularity, a point of infinite density. Some scientists wonder, could these singularities be seeds of new universes? Perhaps when a star collapses into a black hole, it creates a new Big Bang on the other side. If so, then our own universe may have been born from the death of a star in another cosmos. Every black hole could be a doorway, a hidden bridge to a new reality. The universe may be a vast tree, each black hole a branch sprouting new worlds. This idea transforms black holes from cosmic graves into cosmic wombs. Instead of endings, they may be beginnings. And if that is true, then the death of stars is not destruction, it is creation, the birth of new universes beyond our reach. The Big Bang itself may have been the ultimate black hole rebound, a singularity exploding into a new cosmos. If so, then every black hole we see today may hold the seeds of countless future universes, waiting to be born. What if reality is not what it seems? The holographic principle suggests that everything we see in 3 dimensions is actually encoded on a distant 2-dimensional surface. In this view, the Big Bang was not the birth of matter, but the unfolding of information. Our universe may be like a hologram projected from a deeper layer of reality. If true, then the question of before the Big Bang changes completely. The Big Bang may not have been a physical explosion at all. It may have been the moment when information began to unfold into the illusion of space and time. Imagine reality as a movie projected on a screen. We see the story, but the real source lies elsewhere. If the holographic principle is correct, then our universe is not the ultimate reality. It is a shadow, a projection, a reflection of something deeper. This idea is unsettling, but also liberating. It suggests that the true origin of the cosmos may not be in matter or energy, but in information itself. And if that's the case, then the Big Bang was not the beginning of existence, it was the beginning of the story we are able to perceive. String theory proposes that the universe is built not from particles, but from tiny vibrating strings of energy. These strings may exist in more dimensions than we can see, perhaps 10 or 11 in total. Most of these dimensions are curled up, invisible to us. The Big Bang could have been triggered by events in these hidden realms. Imagine 2 higher dimensional membranes colliding, releasing unimaginable energy. That collision may have been the spark that created our universe. If so, then the Big Bang was not the beginning of everything, but the result of a deeper, higher dimensional drama. This idea suggests that our universe is just one layer of a much larger reality, a single ripple in a sea of hidden dimensions. The forces we know, gravity, electromagnetism, nuclear interactions, may be echoes of vibrations in these unseen spaces. If string theory is correct, then the Big Bang was not a singular miracle, but the natural consequence of deeper structures beyond our perception. And perhaps, in those hidden dimensions, other universes are being born right now. In some versions of string theory, our universe is a 3-dimensional brain floating in a higher dimensional space. If 2 brains collide, the impact could create a Big Bang. This means our universe may not be alone. It may be one of many brains drifting in a higher reality. The Big Bang, then, was not the birth of existence, but the result of a cosmic collision. Imagine two invisible sheets of reality slamming together, releasing the energy that became galaxies, stars, and life. If this is true, then our universe is not isolated. It is part of a vast, unseen multiverse of brains. The Big Bang was not the first act of creation, it was the aftermath of a cosmic crash. And if brains continue to drift and collide, then new universes may be forming even now, hidden beyond our perception. The question of before the Big Bang becomes not about nothingness, but about the endless dance of higher dimensional worlds. Dark energy is the mysterious force driving the universe's expansion today. But could it have existed before the Big Bang? Some theories suggest dark energy is eternal, shaping the birth and death of universes. If so, then the Big Bang was not a beginning, but a transformation guided by forces older than time itself. Dark energy may be the hidden thread connecting one universe to the next, an eternal background field that never dies. If this is true, then the Big Bang was not the first act of creation. It was simply the latest chapter in an endless story. The force that drives galaxies apart today may be the same force that gave birth to the cosmos itself. And if dark energy is eternal, then perhaps the universe itself is eternal too, forever shifting, forever transforming, but never truly beginning or ending. Quantum mechanics tells us that particles can appear from nothing, guided by probability. Could the universe itself have been born the same way? A random fluctuation, a quantum spark igniting the Big Bang? If so, then our existence is not the result of design but of chance. The universe may be the ultimate quantum accident, yet even in randomness patterns emerge. Out of chaos came order, stars, planets, and life. The idea is unsettling but also profound. We may exist because the laws of probability demanded that eventually, somewhere, a universe would appear. And that universe was ours. If this is true, then the Big Bang was not a miracle, but an inevitability. Given infinite time, infinite possibilities, a universe was bound to happen. The question then becomes, are we the only one, or are countless other universes flickering into existence, each born from the same quantum dice roll? One of the strangest mysteries is that the laws of physics themselves may not be eternal. They may have emerged with the Big Bang, gravity, electromagnetism, time, all born in that instant. Before the Big Bang, there may have been no laws at all, just chaos, waiting to crystallize into order. Imagine a deck of cards shuffled endlessly, until suddenly, a perfect hand appears. The Big Bang may have been that moment of order when the rules of reality locked into place. If so, then the laws we take for granted are not universal. They are local, born with our universe. In another universe, the laws may be different. Perhaps gravity is stronger or time flows in reverse. The Big Bang was not just the birth of matter and energy, it was the birth of the rules that govern them. And that means the question of before may not be about matter or energy at all, but about the birth of law itself. Time flows in one direction, forward. We remember the past, not the future, but why? The arrow of time is tied to entropy, the tendency of systems to move from order to disorder. The Big Bang was a moment of extreme order, a low entropy state. From that point, entropy has been increasing, driving time forward. But what about before the Big Bang? If time did not exist, then neither did entropy. The arrow of time may have been born in that instant, giving direction to the universe. Without the Big Bang, there may have been no flow of time at all. This suggests that time itself is not fundamental. It is a product of entropy, born in the explosion that created everything. The mystery of before may be meaningless, because without entropy, there was no arrow, no flow, no time to measure. Entropy is often seen as destruction, the slow decay of order into chaos. But entropy also creates possibility. Stars burn out, but their ashes form new worlds. Galaxies collide, but their chaos gives birth to new structures. The Big Bang may have been the ultimate act of entropy, a release of energy that created everything. Before the bang, there may have been perfect stillness, a frozen state with no change. The explosion shattered that stillness, unleashing entropy, and with it, creation. In this sense, the seeds of life and order were planted in the very chaos of the beginning. Entropy is not just decay, it is the engine of creation. Without it, there would be no stars, no planets, no us. The Big Bang was not just the start of the universe, it was the start of entropy, and with it, the story of everything. At the dawn of the universe, everything may have been perfectly balanced. Matter and antimatter, energy and forces, symmetrical, flawless. But perfect symmetry is unstable. A tiny imbalance, a symmetry breaking, may have shattered that perfection. creating the diversity of forces we see today: gravity, electromagnetism, nuclear forces. Without this break, stars and galaxies could never have formed. Before the Big Bang, there may have been a timeless state of symmetry, silent and unchanging. The bang was the fracture, the crack in perfection that allowed reality to unfold. In that imperfection, creation found its voice. Symmetry breaking is not just a scientific concept, it is a reminder that flaws create possibility. Without imbalance, there is no growth. Without imperfection, there is no story. The Big Bang may have been the first imperfection, the first crack in eternity, and from that crack came everything we know. For hundreds of thousands of years after the Big Bang, the universe was dark. Hot plasma filled space, trapping light. Only when atoms formed did light finally break free, flooding the cosmos. This first light is still visible today as the cosmic microwave background. But what about before? Before the bang, there was no light, no darkness, because there was no space for light to travel. The first light was not just illumination, it was the birth of visibility, the moment the universe revealed itself. Before that, reality was hidden, silent, unknowable. The Big Bang was not only the creation of matter and energy, it was the creation of sight itself. The first light is a message from the beginning, a whisper across billions of years telling us that even in the deepest darkness, illumination will come. Sound needs air or matter to travel. Before the Big Bang, there was no matter, no medium, no vibration, absolute silence. The bang itself was not a sound but an expansion. Yet we imagine it as a roar because our minds crave sensation. In truth, the silence before creation may have been more profound than any sound we know. A silence so complete it defies imagination. And then, in an instant, that silence shattered, not with noise but with existence itself. The first vibrations of matter, the first ripples of energy, became the music of the cosmos. Stars would one day sing with nuclear fire, galaxies would hum with gravity, but before all of that, there was silence. The Big Bang was not just the end of silence, it was the birth of sound, the first vibration of being. Science can describe particles, energy, and space, but philosophy asks, what is nothing? Is it the absence of everything, or is it a concept created by the human mind? Some argue that nothingness cannot exist because even the idea of nothing is something. Before the Big Bang, was there true nothingness, or was there always something, even if invisible? The question may never be answered, but it forces us to confront the limits of thought. Perhaps the mystery is not about physics but about the boundaries of human understanding. The Big Bang may not only be a scientific event, it may be a philosophical mirror, reflecting our inability to imagine true emptiness. And maybe that is the lesson. Nothingness is not real. There is always something, even if hidden. Across cultures, creation myths echo the same themes: darkness, void, and sudden birth. The Bible speaks of creation from nothing. Hindu texts describe cycles of destruction and rebirth. Norse mythology tells of a yawning void, Ginnungagap, from which worlds emerged. These stories, though ancient, mirror the question science asks today. What came before? Was there nothing or something hidden? The parallels remind us that humans have always searched for meaning in the void. Science and myth may use different languages, but both are attempts to answer the same eternal question. The Big Bang is our modern creation story, but it is part of a much older tradition, the human need to explain the beginning. Our brains evolved to hunt, build, and survive, not to grasp infinity. When we try to imagine before time, our minds collapse. We picture darkness, but darkness requires space. We picture silence, but silence requires sound. The truth may be stranger than anything we can conceive. Perhaps the greatest barrier to understanding the pre-Big Bang reality is not physics but imagination itself. We are creatures of time, trying to imagine timelessness. Creatures of space, trying to imagine spacelessness. The mystery may remain forever beyond us. But maybe that is not failure, it is a wonder. The fact that we cannot imagine it makes the question even more profound. Science gives us equations, models, and theories. Ancient myths gave us stories, symbols, and gods. At first glance, they seem worlds apart, but both are driven by the same force: wonder, the awe of staring into the unknown. The Big Bang Theory is our modern creation story, built not on faith but on evidence, yet it still leaves us with mysteries as deep as any myth. What came before? Why is there something rather than nothing? In this way, science and myth are not enemies. They are partners in humanity's endless search for meaning. Both remind us that the universe is not just facts and numbers, it is mystery, beauty, and awe. Perhaps the greatest revelation is this: Maybe nothingness cannot exist. Maybe there has always been something: energy, fields, dimensions, or laws. The Big Bang may not have been the beginning but a transformation of what already existed. If true, then the question what came before has no answer because there was never a before. Existence may be eternal without beginning or end. Nothingness in this view is not real. It is only an illusion, a shadow cast by our limited minds. The Big Bang was not the birth of being, it was the reshaping of what has always been. And that means the universe may be eternal, forever changing, but never truly beginning. Science is still young. Our telescopes peer back billions of years, but not to the very beginning. New discoveries may one day reveal what came before the Big Bang. Perhaps quantum gravity will unlock the secret. Perhaps new experiments will glimpse hidden dimensions. Or perhaps the truth will remain forever beyond us. The search itself is part of the story. Each discovery brings us closer, even if the ultimate answer always slips away. The future of cosmology is not just about equations, it is about the human drive to know. The Big Bang may be the greatest mystery, but it is also the greatest invitation to keep searching. So what existed before the Big Bang? Was it nothing or something beyond imagination? Was it a quantum fluctuation, a multiverse, a cycle of bounces, or a timeless void? The truth may never be known, but perhaps that is the point. The mystery itself is what drives us forward. The universe may not give us final answers, but it gives us wonder. And in that wonder, we find meaning. The question of before the Big Bang is not just about physics, it is about us. Our need to ask, to imagine, to dream, and maybe in the end, that is the real beginning.